What's going on, everybody? It is Golden Blue Dude here with you again. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I do videos every single day. I am doing a video about big name schools possibly needing a new coach and talking about the big names that could be out there. But first, breaking news about Tom Brady. He has signed a 4-year extension with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, locking him with the Buccaneers to the year at least 2022. After that, a year-to-year basis. So basically, barring any catastrophic injury, Tom Brady will be playing football at the age of 45. Personally, I think the dude's going for 10 Super Bowls, and I think he can do it. He's already at 7. Now on to the actual subject of this particular video. Big name schools that might be looking for new head coaches in the near future. Really, there's 7 schools that I'm thinking of. The first one, USC. They have Clay Helton, but he is underperforming right now. They might be looking for a new head coach really soon. Next up, Michigan, Jim Harbaugh. Yes, they extended him, but they lowered the buyout just in case they need to fire him. I'm not saying it would happen this year or the next year, but it could happen soon. Florida State, Mike Norvell. It is early in his coaching career as well, but if he doesn't get Florida State on the right track soon, he could be out. Florida with Dan Mullen. Last year, he had a super talented Florida team and managed to still pick up 3 losses. If he doesn't get it together, put together some 10-win seasons, he could be out. This one might cause you to scratch your head. Tennessee and Josh Heupel. Yes, he hasn't even coached one single down. But if he underperforms at Tennessee, he could be gone in a couple of years. Penn State, James Franklin. I don't think he's on thin ice, but if he keeps repeating what he did last year, he could be on thin ice really soon. Then the last team, Texas. They just fired Tom Herman and hired Steve Sarkisian. Steve Sarkisian has already failed once, so who's to say he won't fail again? Texas could be looking for a new head coach in the next 2 or 3 years. You never know. Here are the 7 names you need to keep an eye on for those possible coaching vacancies. Or maybe another big name school. You never know. First name, Matt Campbell, the coach at Iowa State. He's 41 years old. His overall record is 70-43. That's a really good record. He coached at Toledo, and now he coaches at Iowa State. He was the 2015 MAC Coach of the Year and won 2 MAC West championships. Since he's been at Iowa State, he's won the Big 12 Head Coach of the Year 3 times. 2017, 2018, and 2020. He has turned this program around. They're seeing a lot of success. His first year, 3-9. Second year, 8-5. Third year, 8-5. Fourth year, 7-6. Not great, but then last year, 9-3. And pretty much everybody is coming back. I think Iowa State will have a 10-win season. The next coach that teams could have an eye on, Hugh Freeze. We already know this name. 51 years old. He's 60-38 overall. Amazing record. He coached at Arkansas State, where he won the Sun Belt Championship in 2011. And of course, he coached at Ole Miss, going 7-6, then 8-5, 9-4, then 10-3, then 5-7. Then he resigned. He's been at Liberty for 2 years. In 2019, they went 8-5, and then in 2020, they went 10-1. And let's not forget, one of the very few coaches to say they have beaten Nick Saban twice. And he did it back-to-back years. The next coach to keep an eye on, Bill Napier, 41 years old, at Louisiana. 28-11 overall. He's won the Sun Belt West title 3 times. And then in 2020, Louisiana was the co-champs of the Sun Belt because the championship didn't get played. In 2018, they went 7-7, 2019, 11-3, and then 2020, 10-1. Let's not forget, he's been on Clemson's coaching staff and Alabama's coaching staff. He's been a part of some successful programs. Next up, Tom Herman. He's 45 years old. Right now, he's not coaching. He was just fired from Texas, but he's had some good success. He coached at Houston and Texas. While he was at Texas, his first year he went 7-6, then 10-4, then 8-5, and then 7-3. There was no huge drop-off. They just weren't meeting Texas standards. Well, guess what? Steve Sarkisian ain't going to do any better. And people forget that Tom Herman did work under Urban Meyer at Ohio State. So he did have a great teacher. Next up on the list, Jamie Chadwell at Coastal Carolina. He's 44 years old. Overall, he's 79-52. So the dude has actually been coaching for a while. Coached at North Greenville, which is just right up the road from me, Charleston Southern, and Coastal Carolina. So he's definitely a South Carolina guy. Maybe South Carolina could be thinking in the future. Never know. In 2017, he went 3-9. Took a year hiatus from Coastal Carolina. Came back in 2019, went 5-7, and then this past year 11-1. So he hasn't built up a consistent winning base, but if he keeps going the way he is, he could land a big time job. Next coach on this list is Tom Allen at Indiana. 50 years old. Overall record 24-22. In 2020, he won the American Coaches Association Coach of the Year and the Big Ten 2020 Coach of the Year. He was actually under Hugh Freeze at Lambeth, Arkansas State, and Ole Miss. In 2020, Indiana went 6-2 overall, 6-1 in the Big Ten, second in the Big Ten East. So if he can repeat that, he might turn some heads at some bigger schools. The last guy on this list, Luke Fickell, the head coach at Cincinnati. He's 47 years old. I actually didn't know this. He was actually the interim head coach at Ohio State in 2011. Check out what this guy has done at Cincinnati. He's won one AAC East title and one AAC overall title. In 2017, when he got there, Cincinnati went 4-8. The next year, they went 11-2. The next year, they went 11-3. And then last year, they went 9-1. This guy has been successful. Big name teams are going to come a-calling for Luke Fickell. The question is he going to stay at Cincinnati? And who will catch his eye if he does leave Cincinnati? And don't forget, Luke Fickell was the defensive coordinator in 2002 for Ohio State when they won the BCS National Championship. And in 2014 with Ohio State when they won the College Football Playoff National Championship. This guy knows how to win. So don't be surprised if somebody snatches Luke Fickell from Cincinnati. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next show.